You don't have to tell your kids you love them. They just know it. Is that really accurate? Well, let me tell you, I can tell you from personal example how wrong that is. We need to say it. Let me give you that example. My dad left when I was 2.5 months old. I never met him until I was in high school. I'll be honest with you, I used to hate my dad, and then I became a Christian and I just intensely disliked him. Well, I was finally able to build a relationship with him, but I will never forget when he had his first heart attack. Now, doesn't this sound like an old Marine? My dad was an old 3rd Marine Division guy, and he has a heart attack and tries to drive himself to the hospital. Well, he doesn't make it. He ends up slumped over the car. Thank the Lord. They get him to the hospital. He's got his card. He's got my card in his wallet, and so I get a phone call. Hey, is Joe Trent your dad? Yeah. And he goes, well, he's here at St. Luke's Hospital. It's a hospital here where I live in town. And we go running down there. I get my older brother on the phone miraculously, and I will never forget, as long as I live, walking up to that nurse's stand and having that nurse say to me, hey, the surgeon needs to see you boys. Now, usually you don't meet the surgeon ahead of time, even family members when they're doing emergency surgery. But he had waited for us because guess what? He says to us, he pulls us into a room and he goes, now I'm getting ready to do this balloon angioplasty. It's the best thing. It's like a Roto-Rooter thing for his arteries. But my dad was a chain smoker. He was an alcoholic. He had gotten malaria in a field hospital in the war. And he says his lungs are so bad, we're going to lose him on the table. So I'll give you boys 5 minutes to go say goodbye to your dad. And I will never forget walking in the room thinking that would be the last 5 minutes on earth with my dad. And I remember patting him on his leg. And I looked him, right in the eye. Bright eyes makes the heart glad, it says in the Bible. And I tried to brighten up my eyes. And I said to him, Dad, we love you, and we're praying for you, and we'll be right here for you. And I'll never forget my dad looking up at Joe and I, my older brother, and saying, well, boys, I guess I ought to say something. And I'm thinking, absolutely. I've waited all my life to hear something positive. And now here it is. And we wait, and we wait, and we wait, and about another 2 minutes go by, 3 minutes, and this nurse comes through and pushes my dad through that metal door, and I can see him laying on that gurney, but guess what? I never once heard words that attached high value or that said you're special or whatever. You know what that does to a kid? It's like a fill-in-the-blank question where they really don't know what would you put in there. I've thought 1,000 times my dad would probably have put something in that blank, but he never did. So if you're thinking, man, I don't need to say it, are you kidding me? You need to say it every day.